What is going on, guys? Welcome to Off the Deep End. I am Taylor Roberts for those of you who are new here, and for those of you who know me, please stop creeping through my bathroom window at 12 o'clock at night. It's getting weird. Today, we are continuing our Madonna deep dive. We are going to be listening to her album, Music. But before we get started, we are in the middle of Madonna deep dive, where we are exploring Madonna's artistry through her music videos, and live performances, which means new Madonna deep dive videos until we reach the end of her discography. So make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell button so you get notification of when new videos drop here on this channel. Hopping over to Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Give OTDE Music a follow. And last but not least, I've got to plug the Patreon. Due to the type of content I make, I'm unable to monetize my videos due to YouTube's copyright policy. So Patreon is a great place for my fans to go and help support me and get some cool stuff in return. I mean, for only $5 a month, there's tons of exclusive Madonna content on there from the Madonna Deep Dive. But not only that, there's tons of other content from artists that I haven't posted on the channel. It allows me to keep doing these deep dive series and creating videos for this channel. So go and check that out if you got the time. The link is down in the description. So I just want to dive into a little background on the album we're going to listen to today. So Music is Madonna's 8th studio album. It was produced by Madonna as well as William Orbit, who produced the majority of Madonna's Ray of Light album. But we're also getting a new producer on this album as well. He's a French producer. His name is Mirwais Ahmadzai. I think I got that correct. If not, let me know down in the comments. But one of the things that I read about was that Madonna loves to work with unknown producers or smaller producers who aren't really known in the mainstream. And especially if we're going with a French producer here in the French kind of music scene blowing up around, or the European pop scene blowing up around the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm interested to see what kind of sound we're going to get with this album. But it's also interesting if you want to keep it in perspective as well. This album was released September 18th, 2000. Now, 2000, you've hit a whole new generation of people, right? I mean, you got pop princesses like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears running the charts right now. So obviously it makes sense for Madonna to want to transform and conform her music so that she can be able to compete with these artists on the charts. And bringing in a Euro pop French producer obviously is the key thing you're going to want to do. And obviously it worked, because the album debuted at #1 in over 23 countries. It sold 4 million albums in the first 10 days of its release. It was nominated for 5 Grammys, one of which it won for the best recording package. And Rolling Stones listed it as number 452 on the 500 greatest albums of all time. So it looks like we've got a banger on our hands, and I am excited to hop into it. I hope you guys are excited to hop into it too. And of course, you can learn more about this album down below. Fun facts pop up throughout this whole entire video if you're interested, so keep your eyes out for those, guys. And without further ado, let's hop right into the album.
Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby.
There's definitely that French influence right there. Woo. That triple bop 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 bop. Oh, that is disgusting. Yeah, that Euro pop influence is just all over the place already. This song is saying, hey, this is just going to be drastically different than anything I've put out before, and you're going to want to dance your ass off. Music makes the people come together. It's true. I've said this multiple times in any kind of videos I do, especially in the foreign videos when I can't understand anything that anybody is saying in any of the songs because they're speaking a different language and I'm ignorant and only speak English. But music does make the people come together. Music is a universal language. It's through the rhythm and the beats and it just brings people together of all types, all around the world. It doesn't matter. You don't have to speak a certain language to understand a feeling or a vibe that a type of music is getting off. And especially, again, with this song, all you got to do is know how to dance. That's it. Even if you don't know how to dance, you can still dance. Just like tweak your body like this or something. I don't know. I can't dance. That's how I do it at the club. I like this weird like shoulder twitch thing. Maybe that's why nobody wants to dance with me. Oh.
Cosmic systems intertwine, astral bodies drip like wine. All of nature ebbs and flows. Comet should coast the sky. Can't explain the reasons why. Why is how creation goes. I don't want nobody else. All the others look the same. Galaxy that's sliding into view. I don't even know your name.
Oh, I love that.
Universes full of stars. Nothing out there looks the same. You're the one that I've been waiting for. I don't even know your name.
Yeah, I am loving just how club scene this album is sounding so far. I'm loving the audio elements that she's using. That is just completely different from anything else. Again, the pitched up vocals, the slowed down, chopped up vocals that she's got. I mean, that all that technique is used all the time nowadays. I mean, in house music, EDM music, it's a very, very common sound then. But I am sure back then in 2000s, now 2000, I was like 9 years old. I was totally in the Backstreet Boys, so. I mean, this sound is still somewhat new, is still being introduced into the music scene. And again, I think the hardest thing on that song is that bass line, that boom, 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 boom. Then it drops you back down and you're just like, oh shit, you know? Love it. I'm hearting that one. Impressive instant, heart it. If you don't know, I have the lyrics up on my laptop here. So if I'm like looking at my laptop and like doing this, looks like I'm DJing and shit, it's because I'm reading the lyrics. Again, there's that cosmic sound. Back into it. Pump your fist. I want to see you do it. If you don't do it. If you don't do it, I'll fight you. Oh. I don't know if that's going to transition or not. If it did, I apologize. We'll get back into it. It doesn't pay to give your heart away to a runaway lover. Another thing we're exploring here, these hookups, these emotionless hookups that the kids are doing nowadays, giving your heart away to a runaway lover. It doesn't mean anything anymore. God, what does society come to these days, huh? I don't understand. Kids just go away, they do their hookup thing. No emotions, no attachments, nothing. Ugh. Back in my day, we actually had to court people and spend time with people. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm one of these kids. Oh, man. That one was fun. I love the breakdown. And again, I'm loving the pacing of these songs. I mean, they're club bangers. No doubt. I do want to say, I think I see maybe a little story developing here. I mean, music, the first song, we're talking about how music brings people together. In the second song, we're talking about how this person is kind of losing control to the music, letting it take her where she wants to go, and then also this attraction to, how it can bring two people together, feeling a vibe, And now Runaway Lover is talking about giving your love away to someone who runs away. I feel like there's somewhat of a little bit of a storyline here. Or, I could be wrong. I'm just basing it how I interpret the lyrics. But I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think it's something like that? Or do you just happen to think it's something completely different?
This guy was
Oh.
meant for me.
We're going to switch it up with some acoustic already.
And I was meant for him. This guy was dreamt for me. It's best, know that I deserve it. Many miles, many roads I have traveled, fallen down on the way. Many hearts, many years have unraveled, leading up to today.
I love those harmonies, those background vocals. You know how much I love them.
Many miles, many roads I have traveled.
Yeah, those electronic sounds are just so contrasting. They contrast a lot with the acoustic vibe of the music, but for some reason it works so well. So this is a self-reflection song. Obviously, I mean, Madonna reflecting on the past relationships he's had, how that's, she's grown from it, how this has brought her to where she is today, that kind of thing. I mean, many miles, many roads I've traveled, fallen down on the way. And that's just the basic human experience, right? I mean, growing up, while you're growing up, all the way throughout life, you're always having these situations, you're always having these experiences, and they're either going to be good or they're going to be bad, but you're going to get through it. In the end, it's these experiences is what helps us grow as a person. If you're not having experiences, or if you're not having negative experiences and learning from them, then what's the point of living? I know that everybody takes bad experiences and goes, oh, well, my life sucks because I'm having these bad experiences. It's like, no, it sucks at the moment. Yeah, like these bad experiences, they suck. But what you don't understand is you're going to be using this experience in the future, if you're smart, to improve yourself or to improve your situations in the future because you've been there already. And then nobody ever sees it until the future, and you look back and you go, oh, okay, I see how these two have connected. And that's essentially what this song is. Many hearts, many years have unraveled leading up to today, and I thank you. So it's an ode to all those experiences or to those past loves who've made her into a person that she is today. I think it's a very beautiful song. Again, I love the acoustic guitar. I love the acoustic just overall production of the song, and the little electronic elements, they contrast with it so much, but it works, which is really weird because it don't feel like it would. And in my head, I'm like, oh, air raid sirens for whatever situation's just going on now. And it knows it's bad, but that's just me pulling shit out of my ass.
You took a pretty picture and you smashed it into bits. Sank me into blackness and you sealed it with a kiss.
Oh, whoa.
I could let you go, bend me apart.
Oh my God.
Only I could set you free. You worked your way inside of me.
Woo! Let's go, baby. Oh.
It's amazing what a boy can do. I cannot stop myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna heart that one for sure. But yeah, Madonna and William Orbit. I knew it. I felt his fingers all over that. Sonically, it's him. It feels like this song feels like it was just ripped off of Ray of Light and molded into a song that fits amazingly, no pun intended, well onto this album. I want to see what else he produced on here. I don't know, because I know it wasn't all the songs that he touched on here, but he did Runaway Lover. Okay, makes sense. Did Runaway Lover, amazing, and he also worked on the last track, Gone. Okay.
I feel so sad. What I did wasn't right. I feel so bad. Nobody's perfect. What did you expect?
Oh, a stutter step. Bop, bop.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. What did you expect? I'm doing my best. Nobody's perfect. It's true. Nobody is perfect. This song I feel is a very kind of surface level song though, lyrically speaking. I mean, just there's the depth into it, and as if like nobody's perfect, I'm doing my best. Like, yeah, that's sort of surface level lyrics. It's like, obviously nobody's perfect, It was okay song. It was okay. Wasn't vibing with it as much as the other songs. I honestly think Madonna probably just wanted to play with the autotune. She was like, I wrote the song. I like how the autotune sounds. I want to play with it a bit. And she did this song. Because it's very, there's no diversity to lyricism. It's very sort of just straightforward. Again, almost like I said about Beautiful Stranger. It's like a very surface level song. There isn't a whole lot of depth to it. It's pointing out the obvious. So I'm just gonna read a little comment that Madonna made about this song that I saw when I was reading the lyrics. But so this is off of Genius, and She said that the first time that we cut vocals, my headphones had a little reverb, but there was none on the board when they recorded me. At first, I was mildly freaked out. It sounded so raw, but then I got into the intimacy of how the vocal was presented. In fact, I got into it to the point where I insisted that there be no effects on my vocals anywhere on the album, regardless of the producer, which doesn't make any sense because this track has heavy vocal distortion on it. There's fucking auto-tune on it. I don't know where this comment came from. It was probably written by some random person because I think that didn't make any sense to this song, unless I just interpreted it differently. Let me read it again real quick. The first time we cut vocals, man. Yeah, so she's basically saying that there was no effects on her vocals when she was recording them the first time, and it freaked her out when she listened to it back. But then she really kind of got into that sound of how raw and intimate it felt, and then she was like, you know what, no, I actually don't, I want the whole album to be like that. I don't want any like heavy vocal effects on my vocals. But we all know how that turned out. We're gonna get a little country in this. All right, let's do it.
Don't tell me to stop. Tell the rain not to drop. Tell the wind not to blow. Down on his knees. Tell me love isn't true. It's just something that we do. Tell me everything I'm not, but don't ever tell me to stop. Don't you ever tell me love isn't true.
So this song was originally called Stop, and it was written by Madonna's brother-in-law, Joe Henry, at the time. And they believe that they came up with a genre called folktronica, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, the country folk songs mixed with the electronic elements and the drums, it really does create a genre that I haven't quite heard before. I mean, I don't listen to a whole lot of country music now, so I'm sure it's just all over the country, because I know country has been fused with hip hop now, apparently, and my ears just bleed for country music. I know this channel is like, oh yeah, we love music, but me personally, I country music, man, it's just tough for me. But I think it's interesting that something like this, a genre like this, being created by Madonna and being put out there, it just shows again how revolutionary she has been throughout her career, with the finger on the pulse, putting music out and bringing it to the mainstream, or creating her own sound through her music. It's just great. And don't tell me, actually it became number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it tied Madonna with the Beatles as the artist with the second most top 10 singles in the Hot 100 history. That's some big shit. That's some big shit.
Girls can wear jeans and cut their hair short, wear shirts and boots, 'cause it's okay to be a boy. But for a boy to look like a girl is degrading, because you think that being a girl is degrading. But secretly, you'd love to know what it's like, wouldn't you? What it feels like for a girl.
Okay.
What it feels like in this world for a girl. Hear the twirls on fingertips so gently, baby. Hands that
Very, very powerful song reflecting on the realities of what it's like of being a girl in this world. I obviously can't relate because I am not a girl in this world. I am a boy. I'm really loving the subject matters that this album is tackling. There are obviously subjects that have been touched on before in prior works, but I mean, we're getting self-reflection, perspectives on the world, experiences in love, experiences in relationships, all of that kind of stuff. But the range of how it's being presented musically, I think this is the most sort of jumbled album from Madonna as far as musicality goes. I mean, at the very beginning, we started off as like this futuristic Europop, French new wave sound, and then we moved more into the kind of like TLC acoustic sounding tracks. Now we get a little bit of country, but then at the same time you have all these little other elements and genres mixed into it, which Madonna has always been a master of. I feel like, of just, again, making genres work together seamlessly when you don't think that they would ever work. I mean, that's just Madonna, man.
I can't remember when I was young. I can't explain if it was wrong. My life goes on, but not the same. Into your eyes, my face remains.
Hey.
So down.
I love how that synth is just making babies with my ears. This is such a chill bop. I love it. I'm loving this track. Bop your head with me, peoples. Let's do it. So gorgeous, guys. Again, another introspective song from Madonna, looking back on life, where she was, where she is now, that sort of thing, the experiences and the ups and downs, which is really what this album has all been about. And it's the same with Ray of Light too, but just in a different way. But what I think is really interesting about this song is the use of the strings. Now, the strings have been very minimal throughout this album, and when they do show up, it adds an extra layer of just awesomeness to the song. But one thing I notice about this is throughout the song, we're getting a little bit of a tease. The strings are coming in, and I'm pretty sure they're violins, but they're coming in and then they're coming out, and then they come back in again and they go a little more, and it's like teasing you throughout the track. It's enticing you, it's pulling you in, and it's not until you get to the very near into the track when they come in for that last time and they just hit their peak, and it's just like a euphoric, orgasmic release of this tension that's been building up with the strings, and now it's coming out of your ears, or it's coming into your ears. That just sounds weird, but you get it.
Selling out is not my thing. Walk away. I won't be broken again.
And we're back to the country, folk.
I'm not what you think. Dream away your life. Someone else's dream. Nothing equals nothing. Letting go is not my thing. Walk away, won't let it happen again. I'm not very smart. I think I'll be gone before it happens.
Woo. Again, that synth sound has been being used a lot in this album.
Selling out is not my thing. Turn to stone.
Beautiful, beautiful harmonies.
My fate. I'll be gone before it happens. Turn to stone. Lose my faith. I'll be gone before it happens.
Beautiful, beautiful ending to this album. Night and day, right? Compared to the opening track music and then having Gone. Very electronic inspired, very country folk inspired. But those are the two genres that we're getting throughout this album that are intermixing and blending with each other and spawning new genres and infusing new genres that also spawn new genres. It's like a big, giant genre orgy. This album, I feel, is another one of those sort of introspective albums that we're getting from Madonna. Just like Ray of Light was a very introspective look on her life, and like looking back on her career and her life of where she was, what she wanted, and who she was as a person compared to where she was now in 98, and what has happened in her life, what she has then, and how her life and priorities and wants and needs have changed through that time. This album is very much in line with that sort of introspection, but I feel it's more on relationships, reflecting on past relationships, how they have affected her, how she has dealt with them and grown as a person. But it's also looking back in certain types of experiences with her career as well. And I think there's a very healthy balance between the two subject matters that we get on this album. So it's not so just heavy, this is what this is, but we're getting more now. Now we're getting more of two completely different aspects in Madonna's life here, which I really like. And there's some really great emotional, deep songs on here. I mean, What It Feels Like for a Girl, obviously, is a very sort of important song. It's that perspective of being in the world and what the world is like by being a girl in the world. Nobody's perfect, it's the truth. Nobody's perfect. Although Nobody's Perfect was a more, like I said, I feel like a very surface level song. There is depth in there to where, people who are going through tough times or having regrets about something can pick up on it and can still feel it and understand it and get something from it. You know what I mean? Music, Impressive Instant, Runaway Lover. I mean, those three tracks, I love how they're in the very beginning just because they're so upbeat and energetic. It gets you really hyped for the album before you start to get more into sort of the deeper stuff there. My favorite track on this album, though, guys, has to be Paradise. I mean, a 6-minute track, but it doesn't feel like it's 6 minutes of different type of vocal style for Madonna. Again, she's more into that kind of sing talk mode, but it's the effects and the emotions that she's put and that's being emoted through the effects, and just the strings and the instrumental in general, that's all working together to create this just wonderful orgasmic journey. So yeah, Paradise is my favorite song on this album. I can definitely see how this album has been a bit of it's definitely a leap forward in Madonna's discography. It definitely different from Ray of Light, but again, every album she has done has always been somewhat drastically different from her prior stuff, but yet still holds certain elements in her future music, which it's really all you can ask for. It's understanding, it's Madonna understanding, like, okay, I'm going to try this and it works, and then taking what she's learned from that and bringing that into her next project, but building on it at the same time. And that's what makes a great artist, is someone who's able to do that. But yeah, I do see, like I said, I do see some of the comparisons of the whole Lady Gaga and Madonna debate here, especially with this album and Joanne. Is it copying, or is it Madonna just being as big and influential as an artist as she has, laying down the patchwork for crafting an amazing career? I don't know. Let me know, again, your thoughts about it down in the comments, guys. But that is all I got for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell button so you get notification of when new videos drop here on this channel. Hop on over to Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Give me a follow. Again, Patreon content. Link is down in the description. For only $5 a month, you can get access to tons of Madonna content that is not here on the channel, as well as other exclusive content from artists not posted here on the channel as well. And that goes to help me keep doing these deep dive series. Shout out to all of our new subscribers. Welcome to Off the Deep End. We're glad to have you in our family. And until next time, guys, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you then.